Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So firstly, I need to apologize. I know in my last video I said I was going to start doing a lot more videos and getting regular uploads out to you, and that 100% was my intention to do, but unfortunately after recording the last video I ended up having a collapsed lung, which required me to have a mini operation to insert a tube into my chest to drain air from around my lung, and then followed from a week spent in hospital whilst that happened, and then another week at home recovering. So this is really the first opportunity that I've had to record a video since then, but thankfully it's all healed now. I'm back to normal, back fully fit 100% again, so I can carry on and get back to doing regular uploads. Fingers crossed, touch wood, starting from now. And obviously today, when I say the first opportunity that I've really had, and that's because today was Liverpool's first game following on from the international break, where we played against Chelsea, which had all the promise to be like a really good fixture, and it was, in my opinion. Two teams that are both on form, both performing well, new managers coming into the league. A lot riding on this really for Liverpool in terms of proving that we had that credential, especially with Arsenal dropping points. A chance for us to sort of pull away from them a little bit and to really sort of prove that we are at the top of the league, and we are going to be challenging for the rest of the season against a team who are pushing for top four themselves. If they'd have won, they'd have been third. So it had a lot riding on it for both teams, and thankfully we managed to get the win in the end, although it was a hard fought win. And I think there was some moments during the game where I thought that we had to work really, really hard to get the result, which we ended up doing. I thought it was a strange game from a Liverpool fan point of view, where we're used to teams coming to Anfield and Liverpool having the vast majority of possession, the vast majority of the ball, and we didn't really see that, especially not in the first half. I think Chelsea had more of the possession. Liverpool, we were stuck in our defensive shape, which is very similar to sort of like a 4-4-2, where we were just basically restricting the amount of space inside our half, getting every player back behind the ball, looking to win it and then spring something quickly. Whereas Chelsea, on the opposite side, they were very patient with the ball. They were getting it, they were passing it around, they were looking to try and free the likes of Madueke on the one side or Jadon Sancho on the other, and Liverpool were quite comfortable in that kind of setup. I think that the penalty, definite penalty in my opinion. I think the ball kind of bounced around. I don't think any player really knew where it was at the moment. And then Jones, he just had that quick sort of insight to turn, get his body between himself and the football, which then meant that Colwill had to kick through Jones in order to try and win the ball, which obviously he failed. Caught Jones, penalty, and a great penalty from Salah as well. I think he dispatched it with confidence. I think he ended up just picking a side and smacking it as hard as he could, and it ended up working out well for him. I think either side would have been happy going in, but obviously either side would have been happy going in, but either side would have felt justified if they'd have gone in with the lead, or if it had gone in as a draw. I don't think either team at half time would say that they were the more dominant team, or they were particularly on top or in the ascendancy. So the fact that we was able to do it was very good, but then all that hard work came undone within 2 minutes, where Nicholas Jackson was able to run through on goal and score a relatively easy tap-in. And that, when the offside flag came up, I thought it was a very close decision. And then looking at the replay as well, with what VAR would have seen, you can just see Konaté's leg sort of trailing backwards, which just about played him onside. So it looked like 1-1. Maybe that would have given the impetus a bit more to Chelsea, but then I think it was like 75 seconds or something afterwards, Curtis Jone run through. And I think that this really, for me, was the pick of the goals. The way that the ball looked like it was going to go to Darwin. Chelsea had stepped their offside trap up, thinking that was going to be the case, and then Jones just snuck in behind to get that tap in. At first, I'm not going to lie, I thought he messed it up when he took that first touch. I thought he should have just hit it first time, but he took a touch and then was able to just dink it over the keeper. I think in the back of the keeper's mind, he was thinking of the penalty that almost was in the first half, where he took out Jones, and then that was overturned because it shown that he did get the ball beforehand. And I think that was in his mind, because he was very hesitant to sort of come out and try and close the ball down. Instead, he kind of just, it almost looked like he was moving in slow motion, just trying to close the gap rather than trying to win the ball. I think because of Jones's touch, the fact that Sanchez didn't go out and grab the ball there and then, it allowed Jones to have the opportunity to score a goal. I think if he'd have gone out firstly, I think Jones was kind of I don't know why he took the touch and not hit it first time, but ultimately it worked out in the end. So yeah, a good win. I think it struck me as a performance that followed an international break. I think both teams looked cagey at times. There was almost more concerned about making sure they were solid defensively rather than making sure that they were clinical in attack. I think both teams were trying their best to sort of control the game, but make sure they gave nothing away rather than really sort of go for it at any particular point in time. I'm not saying it was like a nervy performance, but it was just both teams trying to be as structured as possible, get the ball, play football, keep the ball, but making sure they're not giving away anything at the back either. There was a few moments where I think the Chelsea defence looked shaky, some bad passes. Obviously, Colwill giving away the penalty. I thought Robertson for Liverpool, especially in the first half, he looked quite shaky, looked nervous up against Madueke. And I think we were quite lucky that Chelsea didn't try and exploit that even more. I thought, I'll just go straight into my man of the match. I think Curtis Jones. I don't think it'll be any surprise to anyone who watched the game. I thought he was brilliant. Not only his hand in getting the penalty, there was also his goal, but also there was a moment with Cole Palmer where he got back, made a challenge, and then put a block in straight afterwards to stop Cole Palmer from having a chance on goal. He was everywhere as well. He was back helping the defence. He was up front propping the attack. He was controlling midfield against Cole Palmer, which obviously is something that not everyone can do because Cole Palmer, we all know, is having a great season. He's had a great season last season as well. So massive props for him. And that's the kind of performance from Curtis Jones that I think me and many, many other Liverpool fans have been wanting to see from him. Him actually going in there, controlling the midfield, looking dangerous, picking the right passes, the right moments, but also helping out defensively. And I think massive props to him. Deserved man of the match, deserved his goal, won the penalty as well. So, he was the difference between the two teams and ended up giving Liverpool the 3 points with his performance. So a big well done to Curtis Jones. And then following on from that, I think there was some other good performances as well. I think Salah looked good. Whilst probably not a big threat in front of goal, I do think that there was a few opportunities that we saw that were created through Salah's passing. There was the one that was going to Gakpo with the Trivela outside of the foot cross going around there. He was having a really good battle in the first half with Gusto, and I thought that looked really, really good, and there's more opportunities to come from there. I thought Szoboszlai first half looked good, second half not so much. I think Trent looked really good defensively. Didn't really see that much of him going forward this time, but defensively he looked solid. Same with Konate. Obviously, it was just his trailing leg that played on Nicholas Jackson for him to score the goal. But other than that, he looked very good. Van Dijk looked as solid as ever. Robertson, first half, he looked shaky. He looked like he wasn't having his best performance. Grew into the game a bit in the second half, but yeah, I think he could have had a better performance. And yeah, going through the rest of the team, obviously, I think Gakpo wasn't his best performance in a Liverpool shirt. I think there were some moments that he had, good opportunities. Thinking about the one where he got inside the box and then ended up kicking it over the bar. I think there was a few more chances as well where he could have done better. But I think, when Diaz came on, it was quite a similar performance. He got into the box once as well and ended up shooting wide. But again, trying to be creative, full of energy. I think on Sky they described him as so much fun, and he is this season. He just seems to be a real bag of energy, looking to get the ball, run at players and see what he can do. So I thought he was good when he came on. Jota, unfortunate with the injury, so obviously we'll have to see what that was all about. Looked like the player landed on his ribs, so hopefully it's nothing like a broken rib or anything like that. But I thought Darwin done well when he came on as well. He was back defending, helping out there. He was winning the ball in midfield. His passing looked better. I don't think this was the kind of game where we were ever going to get him one-on-one with the goalkeeper to see him score a chance. It was always sort of half chances and to see what we could create. But I thought he put in a good performance for the amount of time that he was on for. And yeah, ultimately, I think, it's a very good win. It's a positive win. It helps us move towards our objectives. With Arsenal losing points, I did think that getting a result here was massive for us to give us that extra boost away from them, puts us back to being top of the league, which obviously is fantastic. And now we can look forward to the next game against Arsenal, on the back of some positive results, some wins. Again, we've only conceded 3 goals this season, so we have looked very, very good, very, very dangerous. So I'm pleased with the result. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below, who was your choice for man of the match? I think Honestly, Curtis Jones is going to be hard pressed to be beaten in that sense. But let me know who you think was man of the match. What was your thoughts on the games? But what do you think that this means now for the rest of the season? I think, Chelsea are probably one of the biggest tests that we've had this season so far, based on how they are performing. Coming off an international break, I thought it was an okay performance. It wasn't necessarily brilliant, but let me know what you think down below. Again, I promise I'm going to get back to more regular uploads. Back with the tactical breakdown. I think this is a very good game to actually dive into and look at how not only Liverpool lined up, but how Chelsea lined up and how the two teams kind of counteracted each other in the way that they played. Well, yeah, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts anyway. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of content. Again, I am going to start uploading much more regularly now. Apologies for being away, unfortunately. It's something that I couldn't really help, but back to full fitness now. I'm ready to really sort of kick on with the videos. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I will speak to you all soon. Goodbye.